I'd like to greet all human beings all around the world with a universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. And no matter what your political, philosophical, personal, or religious beliefs may be, no matter if you're the richest to the poorest, no matter if you're the toughest to the weakest, no matter if you're dark-skinned or light-skinned, I still greet all of you all with the same greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. You notice it's another fire that's burning. You know, the last time I burnt it, you know, some people didn't like what I burnt, and those that's not from here, maybe they may not understand. But when you in a town, when you're going up against white supremacists and so-called black leaders that's supporting them and make everything seem like it's all right, then you would understand. But if you don't have that, or you're not familiar with it, and you're not a sellout black, then you wouldn't understand. But this fire here today, it's almost out. I burnt it for a reason. Today, I don't know if I said what the day was. The day is Tuesday, June the 25th, 2019, and the time being about 8:40 p.m. But I'm gonna go away from this fire because I'm finna talk about something, because I'm burning that fire to burn this here out of the way, because a few people been asking me some information, you know, and I'm gonna give it to them. You know, I'm gonna give them the information. Most people have it. You know, I looked at a few people that subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I seen one that was speaking concerning me and the issues that's down here with me, and two individuals down here. And then I looked at some of the comments that was on there, and first I'm gonna say that number one, in 2000, the lieutenant of the Charleston Police Department, which is now today, 2019, is the chief of police, who family mostly dominate this little town that I didn't grow up in, because I grew up in Chicago. This chief, this now that was a lieutenant, his uncle was the governor here in the state of Missouri. His uncle's wife was the state representative here in the state of Missouri. And he falsely arrested me, unjustly arrested me, without a search warrant, without probable cause, and took me out of my house. My neighbors, they seen what happened. You see what I'm saying? And him, when he was a lieutenant, and his white partner, the lieutenant is Robert Hearns. People call him Bobby Hearns. He was the lieutenant of the Charleston, Missouri Police Department then. Now he's the chief. And the only reason he's the chief is because his people a background in the political field. But they wrote a false report on me. A white female from not even around here accused me of something, and it had nothing to do with being a sexual predator. It had nothing to do with a sexual pedophile. It had nothing to do with rape. You see what I'm saying? And it, you know, I was falsely charged and convicted. The judge grew up with this guy, Robert Hearns. All of my jurors, except one individual, all the blacks was excluded except one black, and the black that was on there happened to know the female that the sergeant them claimed that I did something, that it wasn't nothing to do with sexual conduct. You can be peeing outside and you can get charged with sexual misconduct and be on the sexual registry list for the rest of your life. Your girlfriend can be mad at you and touch you, and then you touch her, and you can get charged with sexual misconduct and be on the sexual registry list for the rest of your life. But the prosecuting attorney family was big-time farmers here. All of them knew each other. I didn't know these people because I hadn't been down here but about a year or two, or maybe a little longer. But what I was doing was I was going up against multi-million-dollar corporations. Went up against Walmart, went up against Pilot Corporation, and a lot of other places, and made a mark. And my voice they was trying to silence my voice, but since the white supremacists couldn't silence it, they used individuals like these blacks that you've seen that I've been having on my YouTube video. But they tell you I'm a rapist. They said I'm a sexual predator, but ain't nowhere on there that they can show you that. You see what I'm saying? But let me tell you, after 19 years, me and my attorney, on June the 12th of 2019, went up to the highest judge here in Mississippi County, the 33rd Circuit here in Charleston, Missouri, going up against the Missouri State Highway Patrol and the Missouri State Attorney General's Office, the two powerful, high-ranking law enforcement officials here in the state of Missouri, or in the state. And what they was doing was they said that I was a danger and a threat to the public safety in Missouri. But a judge ruled, and I got the paperwork, he ruled that I'm not a threat to the public nor the safety of the state of Missouri. You see what I'm saying? And then when I went to trial in 2001 on the sexual misconduct, which is a class 2 misdemeanor, carried the maximum 5 months. What case did you know that's a sexual predator, a rapist, or a sexual, whatever else they call, a pedophile? You say, what case do you know that is a misdemeanor that just carries 6 months? You see, not only that, they forced me to see a doctor. You follow what I'm saying? Who ruled, who gave the judge his opinion. You follow what I'm saying? That I'm no danger or no threat to nobody. You see what I'm saying? Had I knew that this public defender wasn't going to represent me right, I wouldn't have never did it. I wouldn't have never let him represent me. But see, what I want to just show some people, when you get on these talk shows and tell people that you done did some research and they said in the state of Missouri he got issues being a sexual predator, you lying, because you ain't gonna see that. But the judge on June the 12th, he took my name off of that list after 19 years. If he thought I was a sexual predator or a rapist, he wouldn't have took my name off of that. And then not only that, the same judge that had the trial in 2001, after they found me guilty, like I said, it was 11 whites and 1 black. And the 1 black that was on there knew the female that the chief of police, who was a lieutenant then, concocted a story to say that I did something that wasn't even sexual, well, no contact at all. But the bottom line is, I allowed a well-known journalist in Chicago, Illinois, who was working for the Austin Weekly News in Chicago, in the Austin district. I allowed her to not only interview me in person, met my 2 children when we went up to Chicago, and not only that, I sent her police reports, depositions, and transcripts. And she wrote 2 articles. You see what I'm saying? She wrote 2 articles. And if anybody that got an email that's a radio host, a journalist, anybody else, I'll send it to you and let you see what she read. And I'll come on your show. But see, the same judge, even though he didn't rule fairly, he should have we had 1 mistrial because they said they didn't think a black can have a fair trial here in Charleston, Missouri, when a white person is charging them with something. You see what I'm saying? But he still let this black juror stay on there, and they found me guilty and gave me 5 months that I did in the jail. But one thing about it, you ain't gonna Google up nothing that says sexual predator, sexual pedophile, rapist, or none of that. But see, this same judge, this was 2001. When I got married and had my wife had 2 daughters, one in 2005 and the other in 2006. And when she got on drugs and run to Chicago and took my children illegally, and when I got them back 70 days later, the same judge that held that trial, guess what he did? He gave me custody of the kids and said that the only way she can visit them is up under my supervision. Do you think he'll get that to a pedophile? Now, do your research before you get to saying the same thing these ignorant Negroes down here saying. And let me tell y'all that say I'm a snitch. You see, a snitch is somebody that do something behind your back. You follow what I'm saying? Or call the police behind your back. But these 2 Negroes here, they remind me that the Negroes that killed my brother in Cabrini Green in 1977 because he whooped one of them with these and they couldn't take it, so they sat him up and shot him 4 times in the back and 1 time in the back of the head. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with some of these cowards that, like these 2 Negroes, shot and killed my 15-year-old nephew. You follow what I'm saying? And the same thing, 3 individuals in Chicago approaching me like these guys did. 2 of them, I end up catching murders, but got found guilty of manslaughter, and 1 was attempted murder. And what I did was, I wasn't able to see my son that's 44 years old now, or be 44 this year. Didn't see him grow up because I had to go to the pen, cause Negroes like that. That ain't a snitch. I'm trying to prevent from going back again. The same thing with my 33-year-old daughter. I wasn't able to watch her grow up because of Negroes like that. That's why I called the police, not because I'm a snitch. That's why I got signs like this. That's why I went in front of a judge to try to give a protection order. Even though he didn't give it to me, I covered all my grounds. Because when they come on here, I don't care how tough they is. I don't care what organization they belong to. If they come on here, they done threatened me already, I'm gonna kill them. I ain't gonna wound them. That's why I calls the police. But all you people that's talking about you done did research, you a damn lie. You ain't did no research because you ain't gonna find nothing to say that I'm a pedophile, a rapist. You see what I'm saying? Or a sexual predator. If I was, judge wouldn't have gave me my 2 daughters. I done had them since birth. Then next month they'll be 13 and 14 years old. What rapist, what sexual predator, you see what I'm saying? What pedophile you know that got 2 girls that's raising them? What judge would give me them? What government official let me have my 91-year-old dad with the dementia, a World War II veteran? When you talk about me, get your facts. And like I say, I don't give this information to everybody, but I give it to any one of you talk shows or journalists that got these people on there saying that they did research. And when you see what the research that they claim they did, you see it's a lie. Tell them they a lie. See, it don't bother me. You know why? Because I know it ain't true. You follow what I'm saying? I know it ain't true. I know me. I've been going up against these major corporations, Ku Klux Klans, ran with blue uniforms on, and these black individuals down here that's selling out the black community. You see what I'm saying? Y'all will say, some of y'all that claim that you did this research, you will say, you see what I'm saying, that white folks set up Fred Hammond and Mark Clark. No, it was the black dude that was head of the security did it. Y'all would say white folks killed Malcolm X. No, it was Negroes down like here that didn't like what Malcolm say, like they don't like what I'm saying. But the only way they can stop me is killing me. And when I say something about my what's going on down here, you don't have to believe me. You see, because the people around here, they know that I'm not a rapist. Because they don't hide the kids away from me. Peace be still.